Good morning, everyone. Today I will be sharing my simple morning routine with you. This is coming from a person that has never been a morning person and will never be a morning person. I'm definitely more of a night hawk when it comes to times throughout the day that I have the most energy. So, because of this, I like my mornings to be slow moving, easy, and most importantly, very mindless. So I created this routine to help set myself up for success so that I can have the most productive day possible. While a morning person I am not, I do appreciate the importance of a good morning routine. We got to start the day somewhere, and a good start to the day always leads me to a more productive day. So here it is. So this day, I woke up at 7 a.m. That is kind of my sweet spot for giving me just enough time to wake myself up and wake my house up before my workday starts at 8 a.m. And I do work from home, so I don't have to factor in any commute time. I will also follow this routine on weekends when I don't have to work, but I just do it without a morning alarm to tell me when to start. So, as you can see, I went into my main living space to open my curtains and blinds. I do this because I'm currently working out of the main space in my home. So, once I'm ready to start my workday, I like to be surrounded by natural light. So, even though the sun isn't quite up yet, the next time that I'm in that space, it's going to be nice and bright for me. So this particular day, I didn't have any extra tidying up to do, but I will also take this time in the morning to clean up anything that we left out the night before. Sometimes there can be glasses left on the coffee table, or blankets or pillows astray on the couch or on the floor. So I'll just make sure that I take a minute to have my main space nice and tidy for me for when I return to the space for work. So moving on to my kitchen area, as I mentioned in my evening kitchen cleaning video, I always run my dishwasher before bed. So I will always start my day with unloading the dishwasher and putting the dishes that are on the drying rack away so that my kitchen is good and ready for me to create some new messes this day. You also saw that I filled my water bottle. So I'm horrible at remembering to drink water. So I make a conscious effort to ensure that this 1 liter bottle is full at the start of my day. And I try to drink 3 of those throughout the day. If it's full, I'll drink it. And if it's empty, I'll just go without water. Such a funny thing that I've noticed about myself, as if filling a water bottle is such a chore. Anyways, after the kitchen is done, we are moving on to my bedroom. So in my room, I need to pick up clothes from the floor, clear our side tables, and make the bed. So my husband's left for work at this point, so I'm flying solo making the bed here. It's so much easier when you have someone standing on the other side of the bed helping you so that you don't have to walk back and forth. But here we are. We're going to get our steps in nice and early. I'll take this time to point out too that I do have variations of my morning routine depending on my mood. So if I'm feeling up for it, sometimes I'll get up a little earlier so that I can get a workout in before starting my routine. And I've even been known to go for runs in the morning, though it's been a while since I've done that. So while I'm flexible, today I'm just sharing a basic, simple morning routine with you, since that's what I want the focus of my channel to be. So, in a perfect world, of course, I could get up at 6, go for a run, do a workout, shower, and then complete my simple morning routine. However, that's very challenging to do, especially for those of us that are not morning people. So, it's possible, and when I can do it, I feel great, but this is not one of those days. We're sticking to the basics here today. So now that my bedroom is tidy and my house is fully awake and ready for the day, I'm going to jump in the shower and I'm going to be switching to vlog style to show you how I get myself ready for the day. Well, good morning, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. Today we are getting up close and personal with a very simple morning routine. I will start the video by saying that I am not a morning person. It's very, very difficult for me to get out of bed in the morning. I just want to stay in my warm bed and sleep all day. So These are kind of like mindless steps that I take to get my day going and make sure that I get started on the right foot so that I can have a good, productive day. So you saw it in the beginning there that I go around and I do wake my house up before I wake myself up. This is just because when my alarm goes off in the morning, the last thing that I want to do is jump in a shower or brush my teeth. Like, I just don't want to do anything for me. So that's why I do it that way. I go around, make sure that my house is set for the day. My house is my office. I work from home. So when that's ready to go, then I focus on getting me ready to go, and then I can start my work day. So here we are. I jumped in the shower, as you saw. I did do a few things off camera that I'll just tell you about quickly here. Made sure that I got some lotion on my legs and arms. It's very dry where I live. I took a facial cleanser to my face. I put some leave-in conditioner in my hair and just gave it a brush. And then I do sleep in a retainer. Sexy, right? So I did take that out and have that soaking in like a retainer cleaning solution. And then I did just take some Q-tips to my ears to get them dry and clean. So we're gonna pick up where we left off here. I am gonna be doing, I have to brush my teeth still. I have to put a face on, do something with my hair, and then get dressed. So those are the 4 items that we're gonna cover. We're on a bit of a clock. I do start at 8 o'clock in the morning, but thankfully I work from home, so I'm grateful for that every day. So let's get started. I'm going to floss and brush my teeth here. So my teeth are all nice and clean now, so now I'm gonna move on to putting a face on. So I do a very simple, like no makeup kind of look every single day. I do wear makeup every day, like 99% of the time. It just makes me feel more human, I guess. I don't know, it makes me feel like I'm ready to take on the day. It makes me feel better about myself. And I don't wear a lot of it. I just do a very simple, I want it to look very natural, like I'm not wearing makeup, but I am. So I'm gonna be putting on my face next. I always start by shaking up my sunscreen. So this is a tinted mineral SPF. This is kind of like what I use as a foundation, so I'm just gonna put that all over my face. It's an SPF 60, so I love just having SPF on my face every day without having to think about it. Whether I leave the house or not, I always start my makeup routine with this. And it just like evens out my skin tone really nicely. Okay, next we gotta take care of the bags and the redness. So I go in with some, I use like a liquid concealer and take care of the bags under my eyes. And then I always do, like I always get redness here. I like to thicken up this part of my skin because it's very like see-through, like you can see like my veins and stuff. So I always put some there. I always get redness here, especially right now because I'm still like blowing my nose from being sick. And then I always get redness on my chin. So I cover those spots of my face just because that's where my face tends to get red. So then I'm just gonna use a beauty blender to go in just so that everything will kind of stay where I put it rather than just like spreading it all over my face. So I'm gonna blend this out. And I'm still half asleep at this point, by the way. I'm really not a morning person. You would think like after a shower and brushing your teeth, you'd be awake, but I am not. I could still crawl right into bed and go right to sleep. Okay, so now that the concealer is all blended out, I want to bring some color back into my face. So I'm gonna use some bronzer. I have like a double-sided brush. It's like got a big side and then a little side. Have I disclosed that I don't know what I'm doing? Like I'm not a professional. this is more about just like the routine than it is about the products or anything. But I go in with the bigger brush, and I kind of like, my cheeks are naturally really rosy, so I try not to put bronzer here. Maybe here's where you can see better because I'm looking in the mirror. My cheeks are red here, so I put the bronzer like here to kind of like blend it out better. That's my thought process behind it anyways. And then I kind of bring it up over the bridge of my nose, again, just to kind of like, I don't know, like make it look more natural. And then I use the other side of the brush to just do like the corner of my eye and then bring it across the crease at the top. And it just gives like my eyeball a little bit more definition. Okay, and then I don't do this every day, but I'm gonna do it today because I feel like it. Brow pencil, I just fill in my eyebrows just a little bit, nothing like too crazy in my opinion. So I just brush my eyebrow up, and then I'm gonna try to do this far away from the mirror. My eyesight's not great, but I wanna make sure it's on camera. And then I go across the bottom of my brow just to kind of like even that out. And then along the bottom side here, and then I brush it down and I go across the top and kind of do the same thing, just like roughly give it the shape that I want, and then I brush it back up. I try not to touch like the center part because I find that's what gives it like a very I drew my eyebrow on look, which is fine. It's just not for me. I'm going for like a no makeup kind of look here. So I'm just brushing everything up and then going across the bottom, brushing everything down. This one needs a little bit here, I feel. Also, your eyebrows, what is it that they say? Like your eyebrows are cousins, not twins. You have to do like whatever shape they're telling you to do, not like match them. So for me, like this has a little bit more than this does, so I'm probably gonna touch up this corner a little bit, and I am gonna get close to the mirror to do that, so bear with me here. Yeah, I think that's better. Now the thing with eyebrows, I do them and then I move on, even if I think it needs more touching up here and here. Like one of the biggest things that I can do that makes them look wild is if I keep like adding more and adding more and adding more. So I like to finish the rest of my face and then reevaluate, and if they still look funny, then I'll go back and touch them up. But I think they're probably gonna be fine. So then I'm just going in with just like a powder. It's not a bronzer, it's probably like a powdered foundation is probably what it is. And I kind of just put it all over my face. I use it, I don't know, maybe like as a setting powder, but like in my mind, I'm using it to blend out just in case I missed any like harsh lines, blending with my bronzer. And then I kind of like run them over my eyebrows. And any harsh lines with my concealer. It's kind of like my double check moment. Okay, and then I'm gonna go in with some mascara. And I always like go right to the root and then kind of like seesaw the brush as I pull it out. It's kind of how I make sure that I get the best coverage. And then I'll go in and touch up the ends. Sometimes I stab myself in the eye like I just did. Okay. And then the last thing that I do is I just go in with some sort of lip treatment. Burt's Bees is what I usually end up using. I have all different types of that, but I have like lip oils that I really like and stuff like that too, but We're just going with a classic chapstick today. It's very winter here, it's very dry. So I'd like to get that on really good to start my day. So then that's it. That's my very simple makeup routine. If I don't always do my eyebrows, like I said, and if I want to spruce it up a little bit, I'll add a little bit more eye makeup. So I do have like an eyeshadow palette. I'll just like darken that up a little bit, and then if I'm going to like a fancy restaurant or an event of some sort, like a concert or a show, I'll put some eyeliner on. But this is my everyday go-to, and this is basically like the base of how all my makeup routines start. So my hair kind of tells me what it wants to get done, plus the time will tell me what I can do with my hair. So I'm gonna be right back and check the time and see what I have time to do with this. Okay, so I don't have any time to do anything with my hair. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to get dressed and ready for the day. I'm gonna get signed into my work day, and I might just hit like my roots with a blow dryer for like 30 seconds just to give it like some life and volume. And then I am really lucky in that my hair does air dry pretty nicely in my opinion. So on a hair wash day, I try to let it be as natural as possible by not putting like any products or putting heat in it. So today is obviously day one. I washed my hair today, so I'm okay to let it air dry. That's fine. It happens. I have to work. So if we run out of time, we run out of time, and I love my sleep, so I'm not going to get up any earlier in the morning. So that being said, we're done in the bathroom. Let's go into the bedroom and get dressed. Okay, hopefully you can see me. Let me introduce you to my closet. It is not a walk-in by any means, but we're gonna make this work. I'm just gonna this is my dirty clothes, so I'm gonna get this out of the way. Okay, so if you watched my meal planning video, you saw that I like to set up routines to minimize the amount of brain power that I'm using. I'm half a human in the morning, so I really need some help in this department. I'm not super fashionable, as you've seen. You're just getting to know me, but I'm sure that you can already tell I'm not super fashionable. I'm a sweaters and like I'll wear a sweater and jeans kind of girl. So let me just show you how I organize my closet, how I pick my outfits, and how I make sure that I'm rotating through my clothes so that I'm donating things that I'm not wearing, if that makes sense. So sorry, my husband's belts are in the way here, but we have to be really creative with this closet space. It's on our renovation list. Okay, so this bottom rack here is mine. The top rack is my husband's. So when I have clean clothes, I hang them on this side of my closet, and when I'm picking an outfit, I always pick from the right. So if I skip over a sweater, I need to have a good reason for it. Similar to my meal planning video, I need to have a solid reason for doing that, or I need to consider donating that item. If I continue to skip over the same sweaters, they probably need to be donated because there's something about them that I'm either just not liking the look of it anymore, maybe it doesn't fit me, maybe the material's itchy. So that's the same way that I run my closet. So basically, there's this shirt is next up, and I actually do think that I'm just gonna wear this one today, so I'll set this aside. But just to give you some examples, this sweater I probably would have skipped because the turtleneck is actually pretty tight on me, and it's very, very heavy weight, so it's very like heavy on my chest. So I do think that this one is going to be up for donation. This one like reminds me of Christmas. I'm thinking about putting it in like a seasonal bucket instead, but I'll do stuff like that. If I'm skipping things, I pay attention to them in case I'm going to donate them. In this case, I'm just going to go ahead and wear this one because it's next on the docket. And then I always pick my shirts first so that I can, like, I pick pants to match the shirts, if that makes sense. See, half a human. I'm half a human. So I'm just going to pick a pair of jeans that I think looks good with this color. And there you have it. That's my outfit for the day. So be right back. I'm going to get dressed. Okay. I lied. We're back in my bathroom. I'm now dressed. The last final touches on like my outfit portion of my morning routine is just to make sure that I do like some scent and my jewels. So scent, I just put deodorant on. I will wear perfume if I have plans to go out if I have plans to go out if I have plans to go out somewhere, I will put a scent on. It's not very common that I will do that, but it depends on my mood. I do have perfumes, I have body sprays, but this is a go-to. Classic. And then for my jewels, I always wear my wedding ring. So I'm gonna put that back on. And then I always wear my aura ring. These are, if you have questions about these, you can ask me. I'm happy to answer any questions. I've had this for years. But this is a fitness ring. I don't know. It's like a health monitoring ring. So they need to be charged is what I'm trying to get at. So if you're thinking about getting one of these or you have one and you're not sure like how to keep the battery going, my best suggestion for you is to charge it while you shower. They are waterproof, but I'm not working out or needing my sleep monitored while I'm in the shower. So I always just charge it in the shower, and whether it gets to full charge or not, that's enough for me to keep wearing it for days and days. So that's a little smart ring tip. If you have one of these, that's what I do. So I always put that back on. And then I'm a ring person. That's what I do. I wear the same earrings every single day. I never change them. But my rings I'll change up depending on my mood. So I've been wearing this one for a couple of days, so I'm actually gonna swap it out. This cute little pinky ring. So then that's my jewels and my scent. So now I'm fully ready for the day. I did just bring my laptop in here so that I can start loading up my email and stuff because it is 8 o'clock. And while that's loading, I am gonna do 30 seconds on the roots of my hair so that I don't look as much like a wet dog. Looks good, right? No, it's obviously still very wet, but my roots now are better, a little bit more dry. So I am just gonna run a brush through it and then I'll just let it air dry for the rest of the day. I actually have gotten questions before about how I store this puppy. So this is how I do it. I always put this back in like the case that it came in, and then I just wrap the cord up like this, tuck it underneath, and then I stick it back in the box. I have the box underneath my sink, and that's how I keep it nice, neat, and organized. I just remember I got a question about that, so I might as well put it out there. If it can help one person, I'm sure it can help a bunch. So just brushing my hair, keeping an eye on my computer as it loads up. All right, so there you have it. That's gonna be good enough for today just because of the time that we had, and that's okay. Thank you all so much for watching today's video. I hope that you were able to get some motivation or find some simple tips to add to your morning routine. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more videos like this, please subscribe. Make sure you have your notifications turned on so that you can see when I post my next video. And don't be shy, leave your comments and questions down below for me. I am happy to answer them. And with that, let's have a great day.